Welcome, welcome, one and all, in here, out there, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all the ships at sea, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. My fellow Americans, my friends, my fellow Americans, we gather this evening on a momentous night because yesterday in Washington, the thinkable happened. There's now trouble brewing between the president and former first buddy Elon Musk. No, I'm starting to worry that two narcissistic megalomaniacs with a total inability to see value in other humans might have a hard time making friends. Here's what happened. Yesterday, this is just yesterday, right? In a multi-tweet onslaught, among other things, Elon Musk called Trump's big, beautiful bill a disgusting abomination. Okay. Apparently the ketamine has worn off. That's got to be a hell of a hangover. Oh my God. I spent $300 million to elect who? I have how many children? That can't be their names. Come on. Disgusting. And disgusting abomination is harsh criticism. Also, copyright infringement, because that's already the slogan for Papa John's Parmesan-crusted Philly cheesesteak, Papadilla. Musk explained, sounds pretty good, actually. Sounds kind of tasty. Musk explained that the big, beautiful abomination will massively increase the already gigantic budget deficit to $2.5 trillion, 3 exclamation points, and burden American citizens with crushingly unsustainable debt. Counterpoint, American citizens already used to unsustainable debt. That's why they buy their Parmesan-crusted Philly cheesesteak papadillas on Klarna. In an interview on CBS this Sunday, Musk tried to distance himself from Trump.
It's not like I agree with everything the administration does.
Yeah, Musk doesn't think Trump was right about everything. His hat does. Musk isn't the only one turning on the big, beautiful bill, or BBL. So are some of the people who voted for it, like Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, seen here judging a Make-A-Wish talent contest. Specifically, Greene took issue with the section of the bill that strips states of the rights to make laws or regulate AI for 10 years, adding, "I would have voted no if I had known this was in there." Isn't your job knowing what's in there? That's like a paramedic saying, "I wouldn't have cracked open his chest if I knew it was all gonna be gooey in there. I thought it was like a piñata filled with candy. Where's the nougat?" Another congressman regretting his vote is Nebraska Republican Mike Flood, seen here seconds from bursting into tears. At a town hall, one of his constituents complained that the bill damages the federal courts. And Flood had an interesting admission.
Can you please tell us why you voted to approve a budget bill that includes Section 70302, which effectively prohibits federal courts from enforcing contempt orders?
I do not agree with that section that was added to that bill. This provision was unknown to me when I voted for the bill.
Does anyone in Congress read anything before they vote on it? Are we being governed via Apple user agreement? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, click, I agree. I just want to download Baby Shark. Come on. Hold on, wait a second. Did I just defund Medicare? Whatever, Baby Shark, doo-doo. One place the Republicans are looking for cuts to pay for their big, beautiful bill is in the Department of Education, which is currently being led off a cliff by former WWE CEO and final boss at Joanne Fabrics, Linda McMahon. Yesterday, McMahon testified in a Senate budget hearing when Louisiana Senator John Kennedy complained about spending on a certain federal education program?
We spend $1.858 billion a year on TRIO.
Yes.
That's $1,580 million a year. And how long have we been spending $1,580 million a year on this program? More than 10 years?
Yes.
So that's over $1 trillion we've spent on this program.
First of all, I know you're all folksy and everything, but who calls $1 billion 1,000 million? Well, this is the biggest government waste since I was born in 1951, or as my papa used to call it, 10 hundreds, 9 hundreds, half a hundred, and 1 1. Second, his math is extremely wrong, as Senator Jack Reed then pointed out.
I'm not a great mathematician, but I think you were talking about $1 trillion. I believe 1.5 billion times 10 is $15 billion. That's a little bit off from $1 trillion. But
I think the budget cuts $1.2 billion for TRIO.
Well, 1.2, that would be $12 billion, not $1 trillion.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. You're off by $988 billion. Your guess of $1 trillion is off by $1 trillion. If Dave has 6 apples and Marie has 4 apples, how many apples do they both have? Is that $1 trillion? And she's the Secretary of Education. How is it that she can't do simple multiplication? Was she dropped on her head? There you go. I apologize. Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark. Well, it's that time of week again when Trump announces some random tariff stuff and ruins everything. Today, he raised tariffs on aluminum and steel to 50%. And that is going to kick Americans right in the old ball bearings. Just ask Robert Budway, the president of the Can Manufacturers Institute, who said this cost is levied upon millions of American families relying on canned foods. Do not panic, American families. You can always make your own favorite canned foods at home, like Spam. All you need is an unsuspecting pig, a margarita machine, a plastic poncho, and I'm gonna say a shop vac wouldn't hurt. This couldn't be coming at a worse time because apparently we're already bracing for an economic downturn. In fact, Campbell's Soup says sales are rising as more Americans cook meals at home and they're seeing stronger sales of broth and condensed soup. Alarming news for Bernie Sanders. Trump's fragile economy is causing a rush on America's strategic reserves of both broth and condensed soup. He has stabbed Americans right in the backs. That's backs, B-A-C-S, which stands for broth and condensed soups. While, was he just here? Was Bernie
right here, man.
Was Bernie Sanders just here?
He's just here.
While worried Americans suck down their soup, the Trump administration is laser focused on critical issues like renaming a naval ship honoring gay rights icon Harvey Milk as part of a push to, quote, reestablish the warrior culture. Yes, because nothing says warrior like, I can't fight. I don't like the name on my boat. Stupid boat name. No, I don't want to kill anybody now. Also, Harvey Milk was a warrior. He was a former naval officer who was killed while fighting for his and many other people's rights to exist. This is short-sighted. This is short-sighted and long-stupided and unsurprising. Since taking office, the Trump administration has curtailed protections around LGBTQ rights, banned trans service members from the military, axed hundreds of millions in LGBTQ health funding, and now said they have no plans to issue a Pride Month proclamation this June. No Pride Month proclamation, which means the White House is less inclusive and has less humanity than the Buffalo Bills, who tweeted, "Happy Pride, feeling all the buffalo." Even they know. Wow. Even an NFL team knows. Even the Bills know. Love is buffalo. Which, of course, is love that comes with celery and blue cheese dressing. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Mark Hamill and star of Penguin, Kristen Milioti. But when we come back, puppies, y'all. Puppies.